I'm back. Marvel 375 today. Missed you yesterday, so I'm gonna drop 2 episodes today to make up for it. Have no fear, true believers. If you know, you know. Today I got a treat for you, and there he is, freshly unboxed. Marvel Legends 3.75 series Iron Man. And this is the last Iron Man in the line, I believe. If I'm wrong, drop a comment. At least a single carded. Focus in these videos is going to be on the single carded. In case you haven't figured it out, um, nearing completion on my collection here of these figures, and making these videos to celebrate and share. All right, share my collection with you guys. All right, but I need you guys to like and comment. All right, let's make this a interactive thing. So, in that regard, to help facilitate that, first person to like and first person to comment on any of these videos gets a free figure. All right, so, all right, free figure, member of the duplicates. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, first commenter and first person to like both get a free figure mailed to them from me. All right, so let's get into it. This last Iron Man, single carded Iron Man in the line. This is a bad figure. They and by bad I mean good. So this is they might have saved the best for last here. Really cool. Comes with this blade action over here, which I don't believe comes off. I believe it's attached to the figure. But really nice Iron Man figure. They went out with a bang, and you know, Iron Man's the OG of this thing right here. It started all of this really, because that Iron Man movie, first Iron Man movie, I mean, changed the game basically, changed the movie industry, and just completely changed how movies were done. So I mean, just a revolutionary movie, great movie. Robert Downey, what can you say? The guy is Iron Man. I mean, that's what I say. I say that he is Tony Stark. I mean, he's the closest thing to Tony Stark that we have out there. I would think. So he knows what it's like to grow up in his father's shadow, and to have that silver spoon in his mouth, and we know his history and all the kinds of troubles that he got into, very similar to some of the trouble that Tony got himself into. So yeah, he was the perfect guy for the role. He knocked it out the park, changed the movie industry, and we are forever thankful to Robert Downey and Iron Man 1 movie. Great movie. So now, big Iron Man fan growing up. I mean, just really identified with Tony. The struggles that he had. Even as a kid, identifying with his struggle with alcoholism. And, well, they say you're an addict before you ever pick up your first drug. So that's what they say in NA. So, yeah, really identified with his struggle as a kid, and it just loved reading Iron Man throughout my life. Really had a really big Iron Man comic collection, which I no longer possess, but I mean, it was really big. I mean, probably one of the biggest. ever assembled. So so I'm a big Iron Man fan, always have been, and I'm glad with all the success that the character's gone on to have. It's been well deserved, and it's these are Iron Man's flowers right here. So in on that note, we got special appearance here today because we're gonna have a little Hall of Armor action over here. Now, these are not all the Iron Man figure in the line. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, and you're saying that he's missing a bunch of Iron Man figures. Well, these are not all the Iron Man figures in the line. They're not, even though I do have all of the figures. These are just the ones I choose to showcase. These are just the ones I choose to showcase. I was going for red and gold, and not some of these offshoot ones, and no repaints, no duplicates. So this is what I got, and like we do in every episode, who you got? Take your pick. Drop it in the comments. We got the OG of it all. Started it all right here. Series 1, number 1. Started it all, just like the Iron Man movie. Started it all off, and that figure holds up really well, actually. That Series 1, number 1 holds up really well. So that's gonna make the pick tough. Then you got your classic Iron Man. Yeah, a classic Iron Man costume. This costume, I've read so many comics featuring this costume. Really brings back memories for me. This is this is a little bit before. This is like one suit before my time, but I went back. I read them. Great stories. This is where Tony, dies. This is where Rhodey takes over the costume, and that was something in itself, because Rhodey was in the costume and nobody knew Rhodey was in the costume, and that caused a whole series of issues, which I think includes Secret Wars, and so I mean this costume was great, man. This costume, these two things on the side here, these are the power banks. Those are the power banks. So now you just knock this thing out right here, and the costume would lose all power. It was unbelievable. Now, that's an old school costume right there. Classic Iron Man costume. Love it. Then you got the Extremis. Okay, so now let's talk about Extremis. I say we forget Extremis ever even happened. All right, did not like Extremis. Not a fan of Extremis. Didn't like Extremis in the movies. Liked it less in the comics. All right, so let's pretend like Extremis never happened. That's a alternate universe. We don't know what that is. All right, and this I would consider to be like what, modular armor. Also very good looking armor, and our Marvel Legends final Iron Man. So take your pick. Let me know who you got. Drop it in the comments, and see you next episode.